ladies and gentlemen, once again, as always, it's the one, it's the only, it's the motherfucking sports betting Mexican, Miguel Magallon. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, it's the president, it's the founder, it's the motherfucking CEO of Magallon Entertainment. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to the motherfucking sports betting Mexican podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to break down our week 3 NFL plays. And then next up, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to break down our week 4 NFL plays. The motherfucking teasers, the motherfucking straight bets, the motherfucking moneyline bets, and the motherfucking parlays. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you already know what I'm about to say next. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get the pins and the motherfucking pads, because the motherfucking sports betting Mexican is about to pipe down that sportsbook's ass. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get straight into it. So, week 3 plays, I think we pretty much split that shit. I think we're kind of break even last week. It was kind of an average last week. Some wins, some losses. Wasn't a great last week, but it wasn't terrible either. It was kind of in the middle. I think we pretty much hit a break even last week. So let's go over the plays real quick. The Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. We took the Buffalo Bills on the teaser that I was talking about, that 7-point teaser with the Kansas City Chiefs. I pretty much parlayed everything with the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are, I think they were -6 last week. We took them on 6-point teasers, 7-point teasers, 6.5-point teasers, on every motherfucking teaser, and we were able to basically get them at a pick'em last week. Parlayed that with the Buffalo Bills, got them from -11 down to -5.5. They cashed that shit easily. Even though Tua did better than I thought he was gonna do. You guys know how I feel about Tua. I think that motherfucker just sucks dick, if I'm being honest with you. But he put up a good fight, put up a decent fight, but at the end of the day, he wasn't ready for that shit. So Bills cashed us out. Unfortunately, the motherfucking cheeseheads, the motherfucking Packers, I don't know what the fuck they was doing last week, losing to the motherfucking Cleveland Browns. You gotta be fucking kidding me, bro. The Browns? You lost to Cleveland? Come on, bro. Cleveland, this is for you, them bitches. Get the fuck out of here. They ain't been the same since LeBron James fucking left town. You gotta be kidding me, LeBron James. Ever since he fucking left, Cleveland's basically been dead. And somehow the fucking Cheeseheads lose that game? You gotta fucking be kidding me. So they cost us on the 7-point teaser. I had the Packers -1. Couldn't even cover that shit. But the Colts got the job done. Told you guys the Colts. I believe in, Daniel Jones? I believe in Daniel Jones. I feel like he's in a good system, surrounded by a bunch of positive and spiritual white people. And they just love Daniel Jones out there in Indianapolis. I think he's found a home. I don't think he was built for New York. Honestly, I don't think Daniel Jones was ever right for New York. I don't think he was built for New York. I don't think he was made for New York. If anything, I think Shedeur Sanders belongs in New York. That motherfucker, he Brooklyn the fuck out. Like, Shedeur Sanders could do some damage in New York, but not Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones ain't built like that. Unless he's gonna fucking live and stay in Manhattan and shit, and stay with them uppity, tight white people and shit. But now, I'm not a fan of really Daniel Jones, but I do think he found a home in Indianapolis. I think he's going to do great things there. I feel like the culture fits him there. The community fits him there. The state fits him there. Y'all know what I mean. I feel like Daniel Jones is finally happy. I think he's going to do great things there. If anything, I'm wondering what's going to happen with Anthony Richardson. What the fuck happened to that bitch? Now that they're 3-0, they might not ever give the ball back to that bitch. Oh, he's going to be on the trading block soon. That's all I'm going to tell you. So that's going to be interesting. So we won that game. We won the Steelers game. I told you guys, I don't really believe in the Patriots. Drake May, I feel like he's an okay QB, but I don't think he's a great QB. I feel like he still runs around and does stupid shit. I like Mike Vrabel. I like the offensive line. I like, what they're trying to be doing, moving on from Bill Belichick and shit, but I don't think Drake May is the solution. I think they're going to have to draft a new QB. We'll see who that ends up being, but I'm not really sold on Drake May. That's just me. We lost that Rams game against the Eagles. We were up 26-6 or some shit. And somehow, some way, Jalen Hurts got the job done. He pulled off the fucking victory. He got the motherfucking W. And you just got to give credit where credit's due. The Rams should have won that game. You're up 26-3. You got to fucking be kidding me. But the Eagles fucking came through, blocked the field goal, returned that shit for a touchdown. You got to fucking be kidding me. So we lost that ticket, but we fucking had that ticket, man. I can't believe they lost that game, but give credit where credit is due. Eagles fucking flying high this week, that's for sure. Next up, Jets at Buccaneers. I ended up taking the Buccaneers on that Chiefs teaser that I was talking about earlier. We brought them down from -6.5 down to -1. The same with the Chiefs ticket. They barely got the job done. Jets put up a good fight, but Buccaneers ended up getting that victory. Now the Buccaneers are going to host the Philadelphia Eagles next week. More on that in a minute. I do have a play for that ticket next week or this upcoming week. But Buccaneers got the job done. I just feel like the Buccaneers are dealing with a shit ton of injuries all throughout their offensive line. So hint, hint, leaning on the Eagles to dominate that offensive line. Just telling you, a lot of injuries on the Buccaneers. I'm surprised they made it this far. But then again, they've been playing a lot of shitty ass, raggedy ass teams like the motherfucking Texans and the Falcons and the fucking Jets. Now they got the real fucking kings of the NFC, coming through. So we'll see what happens to the Buccaneers. But hint, hint, leaning towards the Eagles on the motherfucking money line. Tell you that much, homie. All right, next up, Raiders at Commanders. Yo, Commanders look good to me. Marcus Mariota is not dead. He still made a comeback in this league. Dropped 41 on the motherfucking bitch-ass Raiders. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Marcus Mariota, I didn't even know he was still in the league. I thought that motherfucker been retired. This motherfucker was out here running around, throwing touchdowns, Hail Marys. I'm like, sheesh. Marcus Mariota for the motherfucking victory. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Meanwhile, the bitch-ass Raiders with Geno Smith, and I don't know what the fuck is going on with Genty. That motherfucker looked slow as fuck. He looked lethargic as fuck. He looked slow, dog. I'm telling you, Genty's starting to look like a bust to me. And I know they want to be like, oh, you got to give him the ball more. Nah, bro. Like, he's not doing nothing, like, at all. He don't look like Saquon Barkley. He don't look like the King Derrick Henry. He don't look like a young Adrian Peterson. He don't look like Josh Jacobs, who they used to have, but to let him go to the Cheeseheads. He don't look like anybody good to me. He looked like a bust to me, like the Jamarcus Russell of running backs. You gotta fucking be kidding me. They thought they was gonna get themselves another Marshawn Lynch. Get the fuck out of here. More like another Jamarcus Russell up in this bitch. This dude looked like a bust to me. Get the fuck out of here. Raiders is fucking mad. I'm telling you, the Raiders should have drafted Shedeur Sanders too. Him and Tom Brady got along. Tom Brady was his mentor, his advisor, his consultant. You know what I mean? What did Twister once say? Let me be your manager. I'm telling you, Tom Brady could do great things with Shedeur Sanders. Instead, we got Geno Smith punk ass because we got him on fucking scrap deal. We got him at a yard sale. Got that motherfucker on eBay off the Seattle Seahawks because they didn't want him no way. They were sold on Sam Darnold and shit. More on the Seahawks game in a minute too. But still, man, come on, Geno. You looking like a bust to me too, dog. Throwing stupid ass INTs. Bro, come on, dog. Come on, brother. This is your last opportunity, your last pit stop. You gonna win a Super Bowl or what? Not really, but whatever. Shout out to Marcus Mariota. Can't believe he was dropping fucking TDs like that. That motherfucker, man. I'm surprised he's still in the league. But good for him. Good for him. Found himself a home too. Just like Daniel Jones's bitch ass. All right, Falcons at Panthers. I took the Falcons on this one because I told you guys I don't like Bryce Young. I don't fuck with Bryce Young, man. Fuck Bryce Young. I'm not a fan of this quarterback. I feel like he's too small to handle it in the NFL for a long period of time. I mean, the way I think about it is, Cam Newton was fucking what? 6'5", 6'6". Cam Newton was a motherfucking beast. Cam Newton in his prime, sheesh. Motherfucker was a juggernaut. He used to run over the DBs. Like, Cam Newton was a dog in his prime before he turned into a little bitch in the Super Bowl. But back then he was a dog, man. And that motherfucker was getting cracked left and right because the Carolina Panthers could never build an offensive line. And they still don't got a good offensive line to me. So I thought, man, the Panthers, they're going to let Bryce Young fucking die on the field. This motherfucker's too small. Looks like a peak squeak. I thought the Falcons were going to blitz his ass and take home the victory. Instead, Panthers demolished them. Michael Penix looked like a bitch last week, and they had to let Kirk Cousins play last week. You got to be kidding me. By the way, Kirk Cousins, man, I think there's a lot of teams out there who need a new QB. You know what I mean? Joe Burrow's out for a little while. The Minnesota Vikings, I don't know how they feel about Carson Wentz. Like, I don't know, man. Kirk Cousins needs to be asking for a trade, like quick, fast, and in a hurry. Like soon, like ASAP, like immediately. Córrale, wey, córrale. There's a lot of QBs who are down right now, and a lot of teams who need a backup QB or a temporary QB. I think Kirk Cousins could do that. He ain't doing shit in Atlanta anyways. The fuck's he doing? Backing up Penix? He's never going to play again. Get the fuck out of here. Paying him $30 million a year to sit on the bench. Bitch, please. All right, anyways. Moving on, Texans at Jaguars. I thought Texans were going to get their first win of the season. I was wrong. Trevor Lawrence, he looked alright. He doesn't look great, but he looks decent. I still don't feel like he's worth the money. Trevor Lawrence getting paid $50 million a year like he's Joe Burrow or fucking Dak Prescott or fucking Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes or, Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or even Jared Goff. I don't put him on the same level as none of them QBs. I am not a fan of Trevor Lawrence. I feel like he gets paid way too much money to look average. But you beat the fucking Texans. Now Texans are 0-3, looking to get their first victory at home next week against the Titans. Yeah, you can guess which way I'm leaning. Texans are not going to go 0-16. I love their head coach too much. I like the defense too much. I just feel like C.J. Stroud, again, man, I hate to say it, starting to look like a bust to me. All right, moving on. Broncos at Chargers. We took the Chargers, won that game, took them -2.5, -2. That game was a close game. I do like the Broncos. I think the Broncos are going to be a playoff team. I think Chargers are going to win the division, and the Chargers might win the AFC, honestly. I think they're going to destroy the New York Giants next week. Hint, hint, leaning on them destroying the New York Giants next week. But nonetheless, Broncos are a good playoff team, and I think Broncos are going to win at home next week, honestly. This is going to be a tough division. I think the only one that sucks dicks to me is the fucking Raiders right now in this division. But the Chargers are going to win the division, probably win the AFC, and I think the Broncos and the Chiefs are both going to be wild card teams. This shit's going to be insane come postseason, come playoffs. I'm excited for that shit. Next up, Saints Seahawks. This is another one with that teaser we had with the Chiefs. We took the Seahawks from -6 down to -1 with the Chiefs. They cashed out that ticket. The Saints suck dick to me. They're a terrible team. They're the worst team in the league. I think the Saints are going to get the number 1 pick. And if anything, I'm curious what they do with the number 1 pick. Do they draft a new QB? Because I don't think, Spencer Ratliff is the fucking solution in New Orleans. Not in my opinion. I think he sucks dick. But at the same time, he's on a rookie deal. He's on a rookie contract. And even though I thought they should have drafted Shadur Sanders too, they chose Spencer Ratliff or whatever. We'll see what ends up happening with him. I don't think they're going to draft a new QB. I feel like they believe in this kid. I don't know why, but they believe in this kid. I think they're going to draft that wide receiver out of Alabama. I forgot his name, but he's like one of the best wide receivers in the country. He plays for Alabama. I forgot his name. Some of you guys who are college football fans, you guys know who I'm talking about. There's a wide receiver down there in Alabama, and that motherfucker looks like the truth. He looks like a beast. He looks like a grown man just fucking dominating kids on the fucking football field. That kid from Alabama, he's going to be the number 1 wide receiver in the draft next year. I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints take him with the number 1 or number 2 overall pick next year and have themselves a true number 1 wide receiver since Michael Thomas went down with all those fucking injuries. So very interested to see what happens with the Saints, but I think they're going to get the top pick next year. This team sucks dick this year. Cowboys at Bears. We took the Cowboys. They let me down. Not even they let me down. Their defense is terrible. Their defense is horrible. Their defense is a bag of shit out here. I think the Packers are going to rape them. I think the Packers are going to murder them. I think the Packers are going to annihilate them. Give me the fucking Packers on a teaser next week. More on that in just a minute. Let me just finish these last 2 or 3 games out. Cardinals at 49ers. We took the 49ers. Murray, he's decent. Again, I don't think he's the solution for the Cardinals. I think they should draft a new QB. I think Murray gets paid way too much money to suck dick out here, and he's terrible to me. He's better than Tua, but he's still not Lamar Jackson. He's still not Josh Allen. He's not Joe Burrow. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not Matthew Stafford. He's not even fucking, what's the one in Seattle? Sam Bradford, whatever. Like Sam Darnold, excuse me. Like he's below average to me. So whatever. Cardinals are just going to continue to be a terrible team. They should fucking get rid of Murray. Last but not least, the Chiefs got them on the teaser, hit that shit. And then last night, we thought the Ravens were going to win that shit. The Lions ended up taking it. Again, the Ravens defense just sucks dick. So those are the plays. I think we went 8-8 or 7-7 last week, basically 50-50. It was an okay week, not a great week, but ladies and gentlemen, now we're on to the next week, and let's go ahead and cash some motherfucking tickets. These are all the leans, the super early leans, all the teasers, and all the motherfucking parlays for week 4 of the NFL season. All right, first off, we got the Seattle Seahawks going at it against the Cardinals. Give me the Seattle Seahawks. That is my early lean. I am going to lay a play on it soon, but it is probably going to be the Seattle Seahawks. I like the Seattle Seahawks -1, -1.5. I am not a fan of Murray, but I am a fan of Seattle's defense. I'm not saying they're the next Legion of Boom or the new Legion of Boom, but these motherfuckers, they got some heavy hitters on defense. Sam Darnold's doing what he's supposed to do, not sucking dick. You know what it is? Sam Darnold, he looks legit in the regular season, but then as soon as the playoffs come around, that's when he goes back to sucking dick. And that's kind of my beef with Sam Darnold. I feel like he's a great regular season quarterback, but as soon as the playoffs come around, this motherfucker looks like a bitch. And I just don't know what it is. It's like every time the games actually mean something, now he starts regressing in this bitch. But the moment the regular season comes and the games don't really mean nothing, that's when he looks like a fucking MVP and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm telling you, he's always on pumpkin watch if you ask me. But nonetheless, it's still the regular season. Week 4 in this bitch. Give me the Seattle Seahawks. I think they dominate. I think they take home this shit. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if I think they'll be a wild card team. I still don't think they're better than the Rams are, but they'll probably put up a fight. Give me the Seattle Seahawks. I think they're going to be a wild card team, just like the Vikings were last season. Give me Seattle Seahawks -1, -1.5. All right, Sunday morning, Vikings at Steelers. No play on this one, no early lean on this one. This one's kind of a stay away game for me. Haven't decided to play yet. I'm still thinking about it. I feel like it's 50-50. I feel like the Steelers defense has a lot of veterans on their team, but I feel like Carson Wentz has a good offensive line on his team. So yeah, Steelers got some fucking vets, but Vikings got some big ass offensive linemen. So I feel like they can cancel each other out. If anything, I'm leaning towards the Vikings just because I like their offensive line and I like their defense a lot more. But I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron Rodgers wins this shit. I feel like the Steelers are going to go 8-8 again. I don't think there's really much different. So yeah, I feel like this is a 50-50 game to me. I'm going to stay away from that shit. Next up, Commanders at Falcons. No one gives a shit. Marcus Mariota versus Penix. Penix is at home, 1-2. If they fall to 1-3, everyone's going to be getting mad, talking about we need to trade Kirk Cousins. Why the fuck are we paying $30 million for a backup QB? Send his ass to Cincinnati. Send his ass to the Vikings. Send his ass to the 49ers. Send his ass somewhere. But he getting paid way too much fucking money to sit on the bench and do nothing. And I feel like they could use that money to sign a lot of good players in the offseason. So I'm kind of rooting for the Commanders, I guess. Plus, I like Marcus Mariota. I feel like he's not a bad QB. He's just not elite. But then again, he has a lot of weapons in Washington these days. So I don't know. Maybe he's turning his career around the same way Sam Darnold and, Geno Smith used to be. So we'll see. Rooting for the Commanders, but no play on this one. I feel like fuck both these teams. Next up, Saints at Bills. This is a fucking huge ass spread to me. -16. You gotta fucking be kidding me. I am going to lay a teaser on this game. This will probably be the first teaser I lay this week. And I'm not going to take the spread. I'm going to take the over-under. I look at the over-under in this game at 47.5. Guys, you got to be kidding me. I feel like the Bills are going to put up 40 at least. I feel like the Buffalo Bills are going to put up 40 points on their own. I think the Bills are going to destroy the Saints. They're going to murder them. It's going to be a fucking bloodbath. It's going to be a massacre. It's going to be an annihilation. I love the over-under. Give me a 7-point teaser. And instead of over 47.5, let me get that shit over 40. And all I need the Saints to do is score basically a field goal or a touchdown. And if you look at the Saints are a team that keeps doing the same thing. Week 1 of the NFL season, they score 13. Week 2 of the NFL season, they score 21. And then week 3 of the NFL season, they score another 13. So they're basically just scoring between 13 to 21 points every game. If they score 13 in this one and the Buffalo Bills score 40 or 48 on them, I feel like this over is going to be an easy fucking ticket. Ladies and gentlemen, give me the Buffalo Bills 7-point teaser, not on the spread, but on the over 47.5. Let me get that shit over 40. I think over 40 is easy money. I think the Bills are going to put up 35 at least. Wouldn't be surprised if they put up 42 or 48 on them. Maybe even a 50 burger like the Lions did last week. Ladies and gentlemen, give me that shit on the motherfucking teaser. And then I'm going to tease that shit. And what I'm going to do is, I don't know what I want to tease it with. Again, these are just kind of early leans, but I'm leaning on taking that teaser over 40 in the Bills game and teasing that shit with the cheesehead Packers in their game. And instead of getting the Packers -7, let me get the Packers at a pick 'em. And now all of a sudden, I need the Bills to score 40 or score 35, and then the Saints score like, the little 12, 13 bullshit ass points at the end. Um, I love that fucking teaser. Bills, Saints over 40. You got to be kidding me. Bills are scoring 30, 35 on everybody, and the Saints just keep scoring in fucking garbage time. The little fucking 2 or 3 field goals. You got to fucking be kidding me. That's easy money. But then at the end, Packers, Cowboys, come on, man. Everyone in America knows Packers are going to win that shit. They're going to destroy the fucking Cowboys. And they don't got CeeDee Lamb también, way. Sheesh. Yeah, that's easy money right there. Give me the Bills over 40 with the Saints, and then let me get the Cheesehead Packers as a pick 'em. All right, moving on. Browns at Lions. No pick yet, but I'm probably going to take a teaser on this one too. I don't know who I'm going to tease it with, but we got the Lions favored by -8.5. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to be real with you. I'm leaning towards taking the Lions -1.5, 7-point teaser. I feel like that's just, I don't know. I know the Browns, they did the upset with the Cheeseheads last week, but I don't think the Lions are going to fall victim to that fucking bullshit ass strategy. I think the Lions are going to fucking destroy the fucking Browns this week. So I like the Lions -1.5. I actually like the over-under in this game too, 44.5. I wouldn't mind taking that shit over 37.5. Because I think the Browns are going to score at least 10, 13 points like they usually do. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions destroy them just like they did the Ravens last night. So that one looked kind of interesting to me, but I do love the Lions -1.5. That is the early lean. Next up, Panthers at Patriots. No leans on this one. I feel like fuck both these teams. Nobody cares about Bryce Young. Nobody cares about Drake May. Get them the fuck off my television set. Take them off the fucking airwaves. Nobody wants to watch this shit. Next up, Chargers at Giants. This is probably my second favorite game this week. I love the Chargers in this one. I am going to take the 6-point teaser. You could do a 7-point teaser if you want, but I'm going to get the Los Angeles Chargers as a pick 'em. And I also love the over-under in this one as well, 44.5. I'd love to take that shit at 37.5. I think the Chargers are going to score at least 21 to 28 on that ass. And if the over-under is 34.5, then I just need Russell Wilson to give me one touchdown. And I wouldn't be surprised if Dart starts in this game too. But I think the Chargers are going to get a few INTs. I think they're going to get a few fumbles. I think they're going to get a bunch of sacks in this game. I think the Chargers are going to score a lot in this game. To get this shit over 37.5, I kind of like that a lot in this game. But I love the Chargers at -1.5 or a pick 'em in this game. Give me the Chargers to win this one outright. Next up, Eagles at Buccaneers. I'm going to be honest, Philly's favored by 3.5. I'm probably just going to take the 3.5, or I might just take them on the money line. My lean is that the Eagles are going to win this game. I think Buccaneers have too many injuries, especially on their offensive line, and I think the Eagles are proving a point this year. They're destroying every single fucking playoff team this year. They already beat the fucking, they beat the Cowboys, they beat the fucking Chiefs, they beat the fucking, who was it last night? The fucking Rams. I think they're going to beat the Buccaneers too. I think they're going to beat every single team who was a playoff team last year. And they're just going to run through them this year and prove a fucking point. Tush push or not, we own your ass this year. And I think the Eagles are on one. And again, Bucks, way too many injuries on their offensive line. So I think it'll be a high-scoring game. 43.5 seems kind of low to me. Again, I might do something where a 7-point teaser, instead of Philly -3.5, I get Philly +3.5. Because even if the Bucks win, they're not going to blow out the fucking Eagles. So maybe I do something like Philly +3.5, and then the over-under, instead of 43.5, I get it, over 37.5, 36.5, basically 5 touchdowns and a field goal. Again, that seems like easy money if you ask me. So that's a super early lean on that one. Titans at Texans, again, another 7-point teaser. Probably take this one with the Chargers one. Houston, instead of -6.5, let me get Houston as a pick 'em. I like them with the Chargers this year. I don't think the Texans are going to go 0-16, but the Titans sure will. Next up, Colts at Rams. My early lean is actually taking the Colts on the money line. I know the Rams are a good team, but again, Daniel Jones, he's found himself a home. We'll see how long that lasts. I'm not saying they're a great team. I'm not saying they're a dominant team. What I'm saying is Daniel Jones has found his team, and I don't think Anthony Richardson's going to get that shit back. Give me the Colts on the money line, +160. Next up, Jags at 49ers. Give me the 49ers on this one. I don't trust Trevor Lawrence. I don't like Trevor Lawrence. I know the 49ers are missing a lot of key pieces. They got Mac Jones running the team. They lost Nick Bosa for the year. Ayuk is still out. Kittle's still out. This puto's still out. That puto's still out. They dealing with a whole gang of injuries. And guess what? They're going to keep on motherfucking winning. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get the motherfucking 49ers on the motherfucking money line. And I might also do that shit on a teaser too. Shit. Let me get the San Francisco 49ers on the money line. I'm going to take them on the spread straight up, -3.5. And I'm going to take them on the motherfucking 7-point teaser. I'm going to get the San Francisco 49ers instead of -3.5. Let me get the Niners +3.5. And on this one, I'm going to take the under. Instead of doing 46.5, let me get under 53.5. I don't think there's going to be more than 7 touchdowns. I think this game is going to be a lot of defense and a lot of running the ball with Christian McCaffrey. And I think it's just going to be running down the clock. I don't think the 49ers want to get in the shootout, especially with Mac Jones as their quarterback. I think they just want to run the ball a shit ton with Mac Jones as their quarterback. I mean, they barely won the game last week, 17-16. I think they're going to run the fuck out the football with Christian McCaffrey and all their running backs. Instead of 46.5, let me get under 52.5 or under 53.5. That means I got 7 touchdowns and the field goal, and I could still win this game. Ladies and gentlemen, that seems like an easy ticket to me. All right, next up. Ravens at Chiefs. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm rolling with the motherfucking Chiefs. I don't like what I'm seeing out of Derrick Henry. I don't like what I see out their defense. I don't like what I see out their offensive line. Ravens can score points on anybody, but ladies and gentlemen, this shit is crazy to me. I feel like their defense is just terrible to me. So this is another one, teaser. I like the Chiefs, but I'd like to do a teaser. Let me get the Kansas City Chiefs +9.5, and then the over-under, let me get that shit over 41.5. So +9.5 for the Chiefs and over 41.5 in the game. I think both teams are going to score on each other's defenses, but I don't think the Chiefs are going to get blown out in this game. Patrick Mahomes is going to find a way to keep this game tight, keep this game close. Baltimore Ravens might win. I think the Chiefs will win. But I think Chiefs +9.5 is too much to pass up on. Give me the Chiefs +9.5 and then over 41.5 in the game. That's easy money. Next up, Bears at Packers. No one gives a fuck. No one gives a shit. Moving on. Packers at Cowboys. I already told you I like the Packers on this one. I like the Packers -1 as a pick'em, and I also like the over/under to get them at over 40.5. I think Dak Prescott's going to try to score as much as he can, obviously, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Cowboys are going to score probably 14 points, and I think the Packers are going to drop 35. So let me get the over/under. Let me get over 40.5. That seems easy money to me. Last but not least, we got the Jets at Dolphins. I think the wrong team is favored in this one. They got the Dolphins -2.5. I think the Jets are the better team. They have the better defense. They have the better run game. Every game they've played has pretty much been close outside that Buffalo game. They played the Steelers close and they played the fucking Buccaneers close. I think the Jets are finally going to win a game. Let me get the Jets +125. You guys know how I feel about Tua. That motherfucker sucks dick. He's not good in prime time. And Tyreek Hill is done with that bitch. Ladies and gentlemen, we moving off fucking Tua and Tyreek Hill in this bitch. Give me the Jets on the money line +125 in this bitch. Last but not least, we got the Cincinnati Bengals going at the Broncos. I think Downing sucks. I think they need to either trade for Kirk Cousins, trade for fucking Russell Wilson, trade for fucking Jameis Winston, trade for fucking Shadur Sanders, trade for fucking Marcus Mariota. They got to trade for somebody because that motherfucker sucks. Their backup QB is going to cost them every fucking game. That motherfucker sucks dick. Ladies and gentlemen, I think the Broncos are going to rape that bitch. Let me get the motherfucking Broncos. I love them on the 7-point teaser. Let me get the Broncos at -1, -1.5. I'm going to stay away from the over-under, but I love the Broncos -1, -1.5, and I'm probably going to tease that shit with the motherfucking Chargers in this one. I love the Chargers -6.5. Let me get Chargers as a pick'em and Broncos as a pick'em. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the early leans. They're not the official plays, but damn near close to the official plays. I will have the official plays later on this week, probably on Thursday or Friday night this week. And I'll send out the picks as always, 100% free, 100% transparent, 100% documented, and 100% for the world to motherfucking witness. Ladies and gentlemen, those are all the plays, those are all the leans, those are all the teasers, those are all the motherfucking parlays, and those are all the motherfucking things I'm looking at this week. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have a blessed week. I hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you guys later on this week, whether it's Wednesday night, Thursday night, or motherfucking Friday night. Yay, yay! Because, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be piping the books all week long, all season long, all year long. And we're going to reinvest all that motherfucking profits each and every single year long. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for riding. Thank y'all for motherfucking subscribing. Make sure y'all click the like button. Make sure y'all keep your notifications on. I'll be dropping more clips this week. And hopefully we cash a fat ass profit this week. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, thank y'all for listening.